Hey, I'm Red. How you going? Today I'm going to be reading some r/I do work here, lady. Hope you enjoy. Okay, let's get into it with our first story. Give me your name right now. You're in big trouble, mister. When I was 20, I was going through my studies, and to make it possible, I used to work often in my father's small construction business. Around 40 employees. I've been working there all summers since I was 16, doing various jobs like warehouse, clerk, plumber, accounting, etc. At the time, I was managing HR, contracts and part-time employees and such, and was often working after office hours since I needed to attend classes during the day, 3 days a week. One day at 8 p.m. I get a call from one of our customers asking details about a worksite and employees working there. I politely declined, saying that I'm not allowed to give them that information, since I'm only working part-time, don't know him, and can't confirm his identity. I also reminded him that the office is currently closed and advised him to call back the next day during work hours when a manager can give him the information. He then immediately gets angry. Listen here, I know the owner of this company personally. I need this information and I want it right now. Well, if you know him well, I'm sure he will gladly respond if you call him on his personal phone. Apparently that was not what he wanted to hear, as he went berserk on me. How dare you speak to me like that? Give me your name right now. You are in big trouble, mister. I'll get you fired for that. Sure, write it down. It's John Smith. Okay, wait. John Smith, as in John Smith Construction? Yes, I'm his son. Don't let that stop you, though. Needless to say, I never heard back from him after that. Turns out he was who he said he was, and we stopped working with him. See, be polite. You gotta be polite. Okay, our next story. I'm 25, not 15. When I was 25, I had a job at an intermediate high school, 9th and 10th grade students, as the administrative assistant in the counselling office. A few times a week, I would fill in at the main office to cover lunch breaks or help during busy times. On this particular day, the phones were going crazy and several parents and students were waiting at the front counter. I finished a call and moved to the counter to start helping. Me. How can I help you? Parent. Are you a student? Never mind. I'll wait for Mrs. Alder's secretary. I said okay and began helping others. It was easily 5 minutes before the other secretary was available to help this parent. So she just waited. Apparently she was oblivious to the fact I was answering everyone else's questions with ease, was also wearing a staff lanyard and name badge, and also wearing a wedding ring. I might look young, but these should be giveaways that I'm not 14 or 15 years old. Mrs. Alder's secretary asked what she needs. I need this specific form for my student. How do I get that? Mrs. Alder's secretary. Oh, Mrs. Younger's secretary here does all of those. She can help you. Parent turns bright red and just stares at me. Then had the nerve to say to Mrs. Alder's secretary, Are you sure you can't help me? Me. No, ma'am. I'm the only person authorized to do that form. If you don't mind waiting another 10 minutes, I can go back to my office and get it for you. 15 years later, that woman still gives me dirty looks when she sees me out in the community. I'm still not sure why. I was perfectly polite even when she thought I didn't work there. And our last story for today. The inherent sexism in construction. Being a woman in construction, there's a myriad of ways to be taken as someone who doesn't belong. It was made especially easy at my last job, where I would visit the majority of my job sites once a week to collect paperwork, and again once a month for a meeting. One morning I was getting out of my car on a site about an hour from my home. It was early, almost 7 a.m, and the coffee I sucked down on my trip hadn't hit me yet. I'm one of those people who's barely functional for the first hour or two after waking. Any conversation results in a resting bee face while I process your words. I stepped out of my car. I was parked in a special lot that was put aside for people going to that specific site. I made my way to the other side of my car to put on my vest and hard hat and grab my laptop for the meeting. But before I get to open my door, I'm stopped. Some guy working on site for the same contractor as we are, but not for us, tells me, "This parking lot is for people on job site only." I agree. It was phrased as a statement, so I didn't think anything of it, just confirmed that he was in fact correct. But then he kept repeating, "This parking is for people on job site only." Had he come 1 minute later, maybe I would have passed for someone who belonged with my safety gear on. But I sure as hell wasn't going to open my car door in this situation to grab my stuff. After a bit of repetitive back and forth, I get annoyed and gesture to the job site. "Can I go now? I have a meeting." "On the job site?" "Yes." "Oh, then you're parked in the right place." I know. I get my things and go to the office trailer. The coffee finally hits me a couple of hours later. I realize he didn't think I belonged here because I'm a woman on a construction site. That guy probably still doesn't understand. He probably thinks he was being so helpful. I hope you guys enjoyed that r/I do work here lady. Read by me, Red. If you did, please give it a like and please subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much.